Hey everybody, welcome today. We are going to explore using gilding flakes to create this fun look, especially on black cardstock. So let's get started. We're going to be using the Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes. These are made by Creative Expressions in England. It's very lightweight. When you open them up, it's like, oh, it's a jar full of shimmery goodness that does tend to get over all over the place. They're very fun, they're very easy to use. And we are also going to be working with the Sukaneko Essential Glue Pad. I have found that the combination of these two items works perfectly for this technique to create this type of looking, this fun shimmery card without a whole lot of hard effort. So today, let me get you going here. When you use the Essential Glue Pad, you need to, we find we need to recharge it every time. So I just work in the center. And because it is glue, it will dry out. Eventually your pad will get sort of gunky around here, and this inner lid will start sticking and it just won't work out well. So I put about 9 dots of glue on there, and I put the lid back on. It's a nice rounded lid to rub the glue in. When you get a new pad like this one, this has no glue on it. So you have to take the glue bottle. I'd say put about 12 dots in the center again, rub it in, repeat for your first time. And then we just ink up our stamp. This will not hurt the rubber stamp at all. It's easily cleaned off with baby wipes or a damp paper towel. And when you do this, you want to make sure that this isn't too juicy. You can see the glue on there. You can see it reflecting. That's what you want. Again, we can see the image, and you can see how I'm just tapping the glue. I'm not smushing, no CPR. You don't want a whole lot of glue on there because that will take time to dry out to work effectively. So put the lid on the container. You do have a little work time here. You've probably got about 30 seconds to an hour, 30 seconds to a minute work time on this. I also like to work on a scratch sheet of paper, because this will allow me to put the gilding flakes back in the jar. So I'm actually grabbing a jar that we've used quite a bit of. These gilding flakes will last a long time. You get a lot of mileage out of them. And I'm just taking pinches out, and I'm using this part of my finger to sort of spread it out and see if I find anything sticky. I'm just sort of rubbing it around, tapping it on, and now I'm going to tap off the excess and do just a rough little brush. Set that aside for a minute. Put these, oh, you can see New Mexico. We probably have 14% humidity today, and this is what happens here when we have absolutely no humidity, is that we get a lot of static electricity and the pieces go everywhere. So if you live in a humid area, you're lucky because you won't have that problem. A Swiffer will help clean it up. I will wipe these up with a damp baby wipe to get them back in. All right, this is your high-tech, important piece of equipment. This is a shop rag. It's got a little texture to it. It's cotton. You do not want to use a microfiber. Do not use a Swiffer, anything that's designed to pick up dust, because the gilding flakes will just adhere to it and you'll never get them off. Now I'm just going to do a light buff. I am lightly buffing this. I'm not pressing hard at all. I'm just sort of rubbing off the excess that's on top. And that's it. And if you find when you do this, you start rubbing and it's smearing, you've got too much glue on there. So let it sit for a minute and then come back to it. Let it sit for probably about 2 minutes. If you're finding nothing sticking, you probably didn't get enough glue on there. So make sure, remember how when I started this, when I stamped these on here, you could see the shimmer on that. And people tell me, oh, it's like, oh, I've got the sheets, Lee. You know, those work fine. Well, the problem I found with the sheets of foil, when you lay them down, you have to keep moving it around, and sometimes you get little bits and sometimes you don't. And I love the variegated look on these on these foils because each jar is variegated. It's a multitude of colors, so you get that color array on your sheet, whereas the foil sheets that you use with an adhesive, you get one color. So that's why I like these. Yeah, it's a little messy, but it's really satisfying. It's fun, it's easy, it's quick, and cleanup is actually easy. You can vacuum these up, you can take a damp paper towel, wipe them up, not a problem. And by the way, this is done. We're done with this. I also use the Gilding Flakes occasionally in my collages. You can stick them down with gel medium, any sort of glue. They need an adhesive, and not a heat activated adhesive because you need it to be sticky and you need a little work time. So that's why the essential glue pad is like the perfect thing with your rubber stamp. And by the way, this is a Fred Mullet rubber stamp. Thank you, Fred, for letting us use that. And it does not hurt your stamp at all. It'll clean off with a damp paper towel or a baby wipe. So that's it. That's how to create this wonderful foiled look with the Gilding Flakes. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to notifications. You have a little bell down below right below the screen here on YouTube. And if you want more notifications of when I do these videos, sign up for my email over at leekellogg.com. Bye.